want for comments bebree and aba and I feel Tony and so bebree egu ho minim baby am steady free.
You know, I remember club football and also Liverpool question over the Bayern.
Yes.
I'll talk about Morgan Rogers as well. Chelsea signings and then whether I say the priority now. We almost transfers to Chelsea. We almost link players and then in Pennyphone Guswan pay players. Knowing very well that there are areas that they need to fix it and sign the season are starting. I'll come and talk about Morgan Rogers and the other players coming on board. But
John Terry soon somebody to be after World Cup. Piers Morgan, the Mamu review. Say Messi, the name to say Saint.
Was a nice guy.
A nice guy.
But Bonini Biazeno.
The new Biamanan can say Ronaldo. Ronaldo's Piers Morgan.
Yes.
Never can say we.
Another mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Unofficial Cristiano Ronaldo's mouthpiece. Piers Morgan.
Only Katia.
Katia is social media. Now Piers Morgan so set up in the platform.
Okay.
But I'm sure that on this occasion when you so ade aka say
Kukuria there.
Yeah.
Say hono de
hono cover free.
Say Messi will be as we ni papa.
Na kono mo ide o.
On person obey ni papa boni or a nice guy. A kwan of fast so a ko pesi yi Kukuria free no. Na just we ni papa.
Very dishonest person. Yeah,
also a very dishonest person. Na Kuku twa to Kukuera so ye in every now I na the boni for the Sanema no.
Yeah.
It was a game.
I said you to my okay, it's a match be Argentina match be.
Yeah.
Or Roma me hwan na mango for.
Mango for yeah. Was it Messi do be to me a no. I want to know who's really papa. I could cry we know what Brandy we
Okay. Of course transfer stories kakra so ho a. I think na no ehun hia ye papa. I ever so. I so for any break. Do you know be first question no obuza mo say Morgan Rogers mo feel say no na Chelsea here and Chelsea need no so player e wo team no mo am ko fa no board intended this about Chelsea no. The squad no call back no so no stars no so mo kafa ho mo de mo ambo and coaches are likely some be say some mo ni mo babam na se fo nya na ho nya yi pa.
O fa so so de a man to walk away.
Vinny. Vinny Junior.
Why a fine boy.
Oh, fine. Son, but yeah.
Never for you, but
it's all
over the place.
So, before the World Cup?
No, Kushia, one of the doctors. Yeah.
Before the World Cup?
No,
after the World Cup, yeah, within this short period. Maybe
time in
this short period.
So we say fire as in we as a banner from who near there.
Because before the World Cup, they say who anymore the World Cup.
Comes after the World Cup. After the World Cup, this small time.
You know they're crazy.
No, David. The idea also on the I need to be David.
According to Omono.
But say, Vinny anymore say they are doubt. I'll wait to see the real Vinny.
Okay.
The man Vinny cannot change within a second.
I know.
Yeah. Vinny cannot change this level. Yeah.
After the World Cup.
Yes.
Time, Nusa.
Before the World Cup,
a short time would you let him? No.
No, Mama no. So the doctor no we no jina Ona if you are better can we the fresh guy pa.
I mean was there
one story I'm reading from one of the Spanish side actually say who say only Fonseca Ijaye no.
Yeah.
They've come back again. And the story is that a Rabano say uncle any cheekbones no na onye handsome man. Like onye fe my Rabano. Ti Vini susu peso ye de ne do for nipe. And now wako ye we no. But like you are saying, we have to be cautious until we see Vinny. Our park is we say in
this era of AI, we are be careful.
But can you bad cry?
Can all right, young comrade. Pep Guardiola say no cry now. Later, Italy.
Leonardo ne Maldini in the year, and you know I interested no.
Wow.
Brazil are called for a foreign coach. England are called for a foreign coach. Italy of all teams. This is not the first time Italy being a foreign coach anyway. I think he'll be about the fourth time. Omunya one Hungarian Bako, Henario Herrera, and then Omunya one English William Gabat. Inti so Pep on Sujitum dia will be the fourth. But mostly all the coaches are by a short stint. 1 year, 8 months, 6 months, no maba. But Italy for after so man miss a walk up Marco and it's Pep Guardiola. They want to change their star, they want to bring them back to the glory days. You know, difficult. But say the name say baby Roger
but Pep potentially see a consider for Italy. Mean who Mawari ni Italians naturally dwell a lot on defensive say like defense your priority. Obiasu nim say Pep they no attacking. And I'm looking at the current Italian players Pep Kobe Dosso Kukuchi Italy national team. Well, let's see, but I'll be very surprised if Pep agrees for the Italian job at this moment.
Italy, that is no more playing the defensive style of football anymore. Inter Milan bought Champions League final considered 5. That is not Italy. That is not Italy. Inti Oma changing their usual ultra defensive style of football to a more offensive style, but unfortunately they are not producing great players anymore. Shall be at say Fanko, look at Alessandro Bastoni.
Yeah.
Bastoni for all the name and the hype now it is because of passing, not anything special. Because or you defender or jebona on passing. But if you go into the history books of Italian football and talk about the Italians, someone making name for themselves in Italian football, the Mario Tassotti, the Franco Baresi, the Paolo Maldini, the Giorgio Chiellini, you know, go through the books. Purely defensive, the Fabio Cannavaro. Defending at the elite level. And then Kabeka said, any obia a bomb. But Bastoni is all over the place, not because you're excellent in terms of defending, not because you're excellent in terms of tackling, not because the physique and the body check no is solid, but because the Odebema on the say, you're jibona yam passing ye. So you will be the say Gianluca Mancini or Tani the boy in the national team, or no son asset in the same thing. You are talking about Spinazzola, you are talking about Zappacosta, you are talking about other players. Can be also more money the bono. Offensive outlet. Defensively, they are missing those elements in their game. Inti Pep Guardiola knowing very well say, and the national team singing as a do a project 4 years, 3 years, good coaching the opportunity, and it looks as if say, you know, all the coaches now enjoy the elite European level no echo. Into national team football, make a Carlo, make a Thomas Tuchel, and then I'm talking about Pep Guardiola. Pep club football now, or Barcelona. Were Barcelona able to spend £500 million in less than 12 months? Bayern Munich could be ready to spend. Real Madrid, no. PSG for no to Escano, you know, almost so coach, or do almost so maybe Pep can consider them no more years ahead. Certain will work out, but once again, social work up here, you know, ya cancer champ World Cup, no 2 foreign coaches are confined in Miami. Let's see, maybe going forward the story will change. But Pep Guardiola, Oshia Leonardo, Arojo Di Nascimento, and Paolo Maldini, they advisor to the FIGC. But the latest and so as somebody say England for Nibiafre. Say almost person the English national team and so on. So let's see any of them their Pep be consider. Now to General Thomas Tuchel and
Iran bisu.
Yeah.
Sika will be there.
And yes,
uncle. Yeah. Sika to say uncle.
And mean to mean Sika to say the mean to mean Sika will be happy. I mean to mean uncle.
Oh yeah, what the anchor straight to Iran.
Oh, Jima. And this can be an album in some magic. So, in Bibri.
No, crap.
And no crap.
No crap.
The Ocas or your media, let's tell you this can be rejected. Meant my relatives can be Bribao Yahweh. Now to.
Okay. With the Wenyame.
I think where they would even come away.
Spot on.
Now, you know, to England story, no. Me no be England the ball. Argentina we are the him it is Thomas Tuchel you coach no e be sin na because me na me penny the England can me pam no stadium wa. You know, football we can argue whether coaches will influence, coaches play football, and as a coaches almost the same. But one game, sebi obia onim football bukra. Should be open a coach na ama team ni lose no England and Argentina match. So you England for try on more coaches after 66 and work. Omo for Fabio Capello in 2010 and work. Great manager. So for Thomas Tuchel, mistake our year Eddie Lusu against England no oye bi before all free Bayern Munich. Me assure so be a the Champions League game against Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. And obie ni menyema na England here more they consider no a very good manager. Weak mentality. Inti de no asoshe time Dr. Congo elusu to England. Time Egypt elusu to Argentina. Time Senegal elusu. Time Norway the La Côte d'Ivoire no. I heard a lot of people omoka say the BISC Ghana ne Africa countries ne dey no mulus the weak mentality na England dey near there. England is the African version. It was as World Cup when it comes to weak mentality. It is the reason why omoko for psychologists debate 2018 World Cup. And in 2018 World Cup, the semi-final game against Croatia, it was the same thing. First 10 minutes, and a free kick by, and a Kerm tipi aboshe. You really now from Perisic, Mario Mandzukic in the last minute of the last World Cup, in the game against France, 84th minute in England near penalty. Harry Kane onim penalty Bobby Blebe or Mason and Brim. Into England, the African version, when it comes to weak mentality so far as the World Cup in your concern, into only different from us. It is the reason why they've gone 60 years without the trophy. But say you, so shall fee World Cup here. The last time I can say, so we your mind. Now say when your players were this time, the time to dominate world football and win trophies yet now. It didn't in America, sir. So Shema, the usual customers of the World Cup, the cathedrals, no, so you have World Cup Italy qualify. The last time Germany won a World Cup 2014, and the Germany team the players be. Look at Brazil. The last time they won the World Cup in 2002, and these are the usual customers so far as the World Cup in your concern. It is all your country team be abra. Team see a back no more who this is the right time. And to Spain. Spain are taking advantage of the decline of these three cathedrals and they've won the World Cup as well. It is all share England. Not so share players and you know they bad the tournament. Oh share options on war. Oh share coach and no mukra more. Na general. And Yema be at England in him under previous competitions no. General. Shakoya England first so et can again Dr. Congo. And look at that cracker from Hurricane in the 86th minute. Lionel and Passy team nyanya hohe. Kadena sa Congo match in General England I had a draw. But they won it. In the game against Mexico, the last time Mexico elusu an official competitive fixture at the Azaska 2013, abro mulusu 2-0 to United States of America. It is a whole share or more at the Azaska Stadium, a purely iconic, a very difficult set Mexico be ball or now Melusu. But look at the 2 goals from Jude Bellingham. Natasha 54th minute red card. Joel Cancer Koje, almost about 36 minutes, General, with 1 man down, and numerical disadvantage. Yet Hurricane the penalty in the tomb, and we are talking about Mexico team. Omapa World Cup, they were playing so well. Look at Julian Culinos, the Colombian international playing for Mexico. Raúl Jiménez, Roberto Alvarado. Ball are not 3 guys no more front on Ebodema Mexico. But still like England finding a way. It means by 3 goals to 2. It is all share and talk quiet do money mienua. A quiet almost fast a year or more. And look at the performance of Jude Victor Bellingham and Hurricane at the World Cup. The general World Cup with the name would die for England. None yet game for them. And in the game against Argentina, Omako was first goal. And to say the Americano, Thomas Tuchel at Bayern Munich at the Santiago Bernabeu. Alfonso David never share first goal at Bernabeu. General Otana how Momo Bete Beshem. That was a winning night at the Bernabeu. And Shakwanya England for so lose our game against Argentina. Argentina team will be free bench Bama Simeone, Paredes, Nicola Gonzalez, Thiago Almeida. You know, I know one who say defense what Gonzalo Muntia and Asa Molina Bakwa Babicho and one. But you have Saka, you have Rashford, you have Morgan Rogers, Oli Watkins, General, options our bench. And the moment you decide to throw more men forward, there's no way Argentina will attack you. Odiama Hurricane Kuanina top. Not you to move behind him. Not for Bukayo Saka and Rashford the bra. No more anymore. You know, Argentina the DNA bear attack. And knowing very well, said in all the teams against Argentina or Argentina and Kapati. Almost like who defend the pet. That is where Argentina will come to the party. But said you, Thomas Tuchel a defended for almost 26 minutes. And then TSC be any more parking so. And you know, players are introduced to some mefa area balls. No, none of them need to pick a ball now. Messi cross here, Emma Latano Martinez, it me a pin ball to me. Into England clearly, miss a golden opportunity to win the World Cup, despite how I ain't your money, our confidence level, and how we drew where it matters most. No, you know, this was a perfect opportunity for England to win this particular World Cup, or probably play in the final, because Spain for no final no. Omuni Oman the boy European Championship in the final. And we hear the performance of their guys up front. You know, Nanka England the corner echo. But poor arrangement, poor tactical display from Thomas Tuchel and the England about doing it. And once again, if you are playing a defensive setup, Jordan Pickford any goalkeeper then a boss our game. He is not Peter Cech, he is not Julio Cesar, he is not Ike Casillas, you know. Belong to that class. Defensively in a low block. Amani Metimiako Yama. And young one said Argentina team win here. And Lionel Scaloni knowing very well, having Lionel Messi, giving him that space. It was a night for Argentina to win the game. But it was purely down to Coach Thomas Tuchel. Until mid-year. Then he said just after the game.
J. Trump, President Trump, was
you know,
yes,
you know,
this striker could defend it.
You know, Hurricane. Now the Hurricane a defending. One of the ball back, Hurricane and also a bit defending he board the go through. Oh, Rashford ne Saka or bench. Jude Bellingham ball ya all boy. You know, who could be man who could be a best stabilizing mate for the amount. You need someone to calm the nerve to control the tempo because Paredes Enzo no mo dia ne patapa ne beba. But coach ni defend. Even after conceding the first goal, he was still defending.
And there's a certain magician and a ball by that day. And the Sisan Bibia, name Thomas Tuchel. And I said the formation of boy after going ahead and on the affecting England. And then magician B. And then the game in the Barca
crossing.
Yes.
Yes, you know crossing there's here for magic in the cross.
No, but that ball or ball done. No crossing in
okay. Yeah. You know, Messi ball not born and then the only game changer was the crossing. Besides that, Team Ben and Argentina boy or attack Argentina who Messi no team. Against Egypt.
Against England.
And I make sure say I'm talking about the game plan. You know, because the game plan is Siutuno. Argentina the ball now against Spain because Spain contained the ball. And Tina make us a share against Cape Verde. Messi came to the party because Argentina were in control. Anytime Bia no money in control, Messi. Against Egypt, when Egypt were in control, there was no Messi. Tournament anytime our opponent no a team crab ball no Messi. But the moment Tombe J ball in the Argentina normal co defend, that is why you see Messi. In Spain, the last 5 minutes, Spain decided to defend their one goal lead. It was Messi throughout. And the moment on decided say on be defending, you know, so on go in their mind. Now we share baby and Messi dinner. Now we share the space and Messi occupy now. You know, everyone who said there was nowhere there was England defending. Besides that, you know, the game changer for me was Enzo Fernandez. Share baby Enzo J born. Na twe kwan of the ball too. You know what the Messi crossing so omo dey ba His space out there. Look at the space on the mind of Fernandez simple. His space on the mind. Natural Messi crossing. Space are occupy. So I'm not discounting the performance of Lionel Messi on the day. No. But Joe, I'm saying that a certain tactical plan and the man that space, the man the ball and open so ball. It for me, it was purely Thomas Tuchel. You know, I look at the space at Messi. She was born his space in Kwa Okra. Who the his space or born in Kwa Okra? Because system no, I'm man here. You know, I want pause out there. Look at the space. I Messi a far born and you don't give Messi space to think. You don't give that's Messi space. And for me, you know, it was a game. Obiya who's the coach in Army and I still don't understand why Thomas Tuchel is the coach of England. They need to sack him. You know.
Do you need to be helped in the board now?
Make me pam no stadium wa. Make me pam no stadium. Stadium wa. Na me pam.
General.
There is a replacement. Sorry. I don't know say ka only I've read the be Hewitt only the board now. And come pam no.
Come pam no stadium wa. Come only players na kata or dressing room wa. Ni communicate to him say. Yeah, dan ase because Gary Southgate be here we are. Emma England for me tena here aka say enough. They need to the standard should be winning it in the semi-final. And you are a better manager than Gary Southgate. Inti general unko throw sa 3 points wengu na on sa metretin dey be na obey.
Ah well. Enti but don't tell say replacement is a problem.
Replacement from England. How many be say Eddie Howe. And if you also say for Gary Southgate bio. Omukrom ho dey say me dey gaga so omo adwuma no enye coaching. But you know he's same manager Pep Guardiola is there.
Okay.
Say Pep. Okay. And the Pep has Thomas Tuchel on the standard of all the coaches in the game. Pep is there. Into replacement or
Doc.
General, you see, and in philosophy, how he sees things. But for me you see one game, and fan sake coach. You see one game, and fan take a decision. No question say this World Cup, especially how the final went. And it's third place in this equation. As England for no more say, Sanka World Cup on way, and I said the trophy in the Befi. Say Thomas Tuchel a nye hunfo na wa mobo no senior ball no di Argentina na Spain asa ama bibradwen ayom se Argentina team ne kura na nye hu bia and England fo ko gina akira omode ball no etata omo etimi share omo no enti coach no ehwe and indeed me no omo ya adwen say England lost the game against Argentina because of the decisions of the manager, Thomas Tuchel. But you know, we are talking about England since 1966 or J World Cup, a bear on one hostie, a few words, on GBDA. This is their best performance ever from 1966 till now. How many years are we talking about now? From 1966?
60 years, right?
We are talking about 60 good years. And if a coach gives you your best performance at the World Cup after 60 years, who say 91 game, Obesakino? No, I wouldn't take that decision. Or share Thomas Tuchel or Gia Jumano, I think somewhere October 2024 thereabout. What improve team no, they played the entire World Cup qualifiers, 8 games, without a single one dropping points or baby. She will be and concede. Ubetima extending. Even at the World Cup, 8 matches he lost 1 game, drawn 1 against Ghana in the group stage. And you are saying, sir, because the coach lost a game against Argentina, me share project now, you know. Me share baby I will be doing. Me share even whether there are better coaches available. I'll sack him in the dressing room. No. I think that he had a bad game management in that game, especially after the 55th minute. England at what now? If you on, he got it wrong. But for me, those minutes, it was so crucial. But it's not enough to base on my decisions on only that. Look, ne line ne call up our yen onya bashing pa, but the tournament he proved say indeed. So a mistake he cried a minimal. Some of us felt that Jet Spence didn't merit it. But okay, one of the revelations in this tournament Jet Spence. And Mimi Jitum says sound muzzle no pulley or no. A crack can't be the man who concede a go no. So for me, you can be emotional about it, especially if you're a fan of England. And as we England personal. We're so disappointed, especially looking at the rivalry between England and Argentina. And here before the game and after the game, and even how Spain, ordinary side. But I think that one game is not enough to sacrifice Tuchel. Okay. General, England and your golden generations, when you better players and better team. But even the last World Cup, it was quarter-final phase. And they were got semi-final. As I could final, question France national team by 6-4. I think he made a mistake in that game, but it's not enough to sack him. Okay. Kasa don't be to Makasa. Maybe so his system, maybe a coach or how be to Makasa, you are too sure, so you better. Could be Pep Guardiola. Inti. I say, who person saki coach? Who say options? Am I going to get a better coach now? Carlo Ancelotti is in Brazil or Trifanable. You need it. Don't call crowd and say on your performance on and keep the first. Because only Brazil for no pay almost pedigree, almost standard no. Almost have be good when you must cry more. Guardiola is still at the say Ancelotti is still at.
Yeah, man, more time. Wow, can we say more time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tuchel actually won the he had one bad game. That's how I see it. Okay. It should progress.
Yanko, your next topic. So please wish your own nephew and truest humble brother to me. Nana Sledge, 2-4 trauma, warm and blessed birthday for me. Oh, sir. Don Ashtown. And then Nana Sledge birthday. I'm not aware. I'm also the message be free haba. But me who say and then the birthday. Nana. And your birthday, there's a special one, power. Wish you, papa. Now, the buy a bit one, beer. If you have a crantino and a beer. But I don't need to be now from Fantas area. Now, how they dodge more. Don't ask down the Abba. So I know your birthday in Wajaho now, the message Chelsea, never money. All right. You know, next year, but discuss it and so. Your Chelsea has been acting like typical in Siege. He will see his friend chasing a lady today, and the next day he will be seen with the same lady. It seems Chelsea's recruitment policy is targeted at Arsenal's interests. Let's go down memory lane. Sean Wright Phillips. Arsenal made £7 million bid. Chelsea quickly rushed in to pay $14 million to close the deal. Arsenal agreed personal terms with Mikhail Modric. Chelsea rushed to snatch him with £100 million. Moises Caicedo was on the verge of signing for Arsenal. Chelsea from nowhere hijacked the deal and paid a British record fee to sign him. Arsenal have been negotiating with Aston Villa's Roger Morgan, and this time Chelsea has once again snatched the player away with £117 million. What power does Chelsea want from Arsenal? Well, let me assure you, we shall punish Chelsea and their fans on the field. Nana Sledge, I would in a birthday or the Doja Yachino. And anyway, Abre, happy birthday. Imagine Messi scores. When Messi scores, we don't even mention the name of the player that assisted him. But when he assists, his name will be all over and the scorer will be missing. Imagine Messi has scored that Enzo screamer. Messi will have been given the best player of the tournament, Tactical Orlando. And so now, Apija, we the
good observation.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay. Yeah. So Messi, the question is, I'll pull out now. And going to be a player of the tournament. Enzo Fernandez.
Or assist here, hypes in the court assisting so near Jaido Shego. So be so assisting. No, sir. Ni a giant assistant.
Okay.
Ni a ball no shave.
Okay.
But ni na ye bra about to open.
Okay. Okay. Who's that?
Obobra.
And so I don't know. All right.
But me sure say Nana Sledge message no yin to me emu ye ningu so.
What did you know? You been that time say off hours.
There be me can the message na nkasa.
Ah, okay, okay.
Emu ye ningu so.
Okay.
That's ya ka Chelsea for.
Na the wrong chance.
Club enemy.
But Chelsea dear.
Doc, club enemy.
But you know Chelsea dear. Omo more. Starting from the Mekai back we William Mourinho days.
Man you nyebi.
Oh, me ba.
Me nkaka obi.
Me ba. Since say the Abbey Morgan Rogers.
Not the wrong Morgan Rogers.
Is it the one that you say?
All the teams were just after him.
Oh, but on say it was so clear say Arsenal.
Don't know what's happening or quite than Cabebon.
Oh, it's not a question of February and one. Who's now in Chelsea credit?
Yeah. Oh, it's almost actually on way from behind.
William Koye medical.
The coach about
Who near them more the catch over there?
William
Tottenham team no more or Sako Kawa.
Yeah, but William Koye medical or Tottenham. You who answer Chelsea ni Mourinho at TSC Gram. Nanu ye. So I can Moses see do him. Romeo Latvia the Natchez them so I call Liverpool Crazy. You who answer Chelsea CHD. Mihalo Modric. And Chelsea CHD in the part there. I will transfer my own Chelsea.
yo, almost that's.
Na odo ani buy abrabuma oyaye or the say Raymond Obri.
What Raymond?
Oh, Abranti on Onyx now.
Oh, okay.
Is there testimony?
It's when so why we are right.
This
Obayama.
is a Raymond testimony.
Akwa ye akwa ni pa kona ba. No, that didn't have
We need a remote t-shirt.
Raymond monitor program.
Oh yeah, your testimony. 11:21, yeah, about 28.
But say 21 now more Raymond there na.
Ah, na got to.
Is it you know? Say 11:21 I started it.
Did you would?
Baby,
Who's your jago?
is it
Raymond. But Raymond the any Chelsea the crowd say Chelsea na down for ni
Raymond
na down for ni Arsenal anabwa omo ye ni onye na for
say odini ye pa dia
Raymond the na down for pa
no dey na down for ni ko na kra na se bia mo trans ya mo tete wa mo obisi wechi sisi
no oba odisika
no o sorry akoso ogra
can you ready ni video Raymond.
It's a tricky part there. Only Chelsea.
Chelsea, I didn't know.
Chelsea. My serious rhythm should take a companion.
Nana Sledge says, I should inform you that today is his birthday, else you will destroy him. Sledge our cat is a monk can't say birthday. I go to our casano. We will be saying young point, 2 never point. But then I just don't get it, crowd. So are people saying that England, who defended, could have survived under the Spanish dominance of the game? England wasn't that exceptional in the tournament. So why are they now making a case that they could have won the tournament while they couldn't stand the Argentines, who hadn't a breathing space against the Spanish? If Argentina couldn't, what's the justification that England will have? England's level could only affect them what they achieved in the tournament. It is going to be beyond the view of
Quebec in Spain, I think.
0-0.
And Quebec on me at England.
We are not the fewer. On saying for concern, you've taken the lead. Wabobona 85 minutes. Only a better assure within regulation time. In fact, Worldcup no crown regulation time. I think you go no share about the latest goal within the regulation time. In Tiano Nama man for Adrian say if say to me hold you on to that level there, we BB Caribbean can be to me. But the question is really legitimate. Say okay, so what's the justification that Argentina and to me, England will be to me? But me sure say England eliminate Argentina and only Spain Cobo final will lose Ukraine. depending on how the loss came, ubetumi make a case for them or against them. But we are talking about against Argentina where Bibia Kita no man to me.
Tuchel won the UEFA Champions League against Guardiola's Man City with similar tactics of scoring a goal and defended to win. Nobody asked for his sackings in 2021 when he won the UEFA Champions League. Okay, Kofi Nediwe and so assign Abba. Nana Koka is saying, do you think our Tuchel didn't know that Messi doesn't need a space in a game? Harry Redknapp jokingly expressed skepticism about a German spy leading the Three Lions. So you think a German will foster the English victory? No. England sold themselves to their enemies and they've responded expectedly. Tuchel intentionally caused the English failure to win the World Cup. Nana Kuka, Manshia.
With the other brother. Thomas Tuchel no Okorweni World Cup we are winning the Edi Obegini and Mubinya. No, that's a German national team go which man. No,
But you know, Thomas Tuchel defending against Manchester City. What is the correlation in this one? He defended with the lives of Edouard Mendy and Thiago Silva.
No correlation, and they say we're defending with the results. Into so defending.
Or defending being some Yaseneda. Or defending be against Madramia the Arsenal. Besides that, Serango, the Chelsea team defending is different from England defending. The individuals you use to defend are different from these players. Your players, you have no option than to. I don't think I'm for the beer, but coach, no what, let's come out. Diego Simeone. A lot of people criticize him, saying, looking at the players now, any team also the defend. But that Chelsea team, you know, more the guys to defend. Unlike this England team, just spend some how many times no more defending. No more money defending and Tottenham was spend more relegation. And again, the options for Chelsea at the time, as again the options for Man City at the time, ain't the same thing. We are talking about England team. I said, yo, or more Morgan Rogers, or more Marcus Rashford, or more Bukayo Saka bench, or more the red hot Hurricane leading the attack with Jude Bellingham behind. How do you defend against this particular team? We are talking about a Chelsea team. Kai Havertz in the leading attack. Kai Havertz, is he cut in the mode of Hurricane or Jude Bellingham? No. And the offensive outlet that England wore on the field, any players or more bench, cannot be compared to the Chelsea team. And it is just a game. And a coach in a game so could defend the or baby DSO. And the same thing. Coaches with different approach on the book games. And who players are one. And this so that is not born. Now born on ye Becca. Me Thomas Tuchel, I'm a fan of Tuchel. But you know, I done it dear. A jigui.
Salam to you and your crew. The hate for Messi and Argentina team is enough and becoming evidentially unbearable. The fact that Argentina lost to Spain in the final doesn't mean FIFA favored Argentina putting balls in the net as flukes. Getting Spain trashed, almighty France. That was the best favorite in the World Cup by 2 unanswered goals. But people are not talking about it. What talk do you know in America? Mohamed Fuswapia, free USA, Abreye. It's all over. FIFA Argentina to the final.
But so be a count kind of sakwa. Obi a man a reason. Me no can say FIFA set it. Omar refer Argentina to a disciplinary prosecutor.
Yeah.
Say omo no after the game versus Spain. Omo enhwɛ no obi a so twen fata no bia no mo ntwena so. Na so man na nkasa nso ombetwe o maso a o matwe o maso. Honestly, Argentina am one ho, especially how they behaved after the game. Neutrals ebi omunye Argentina no mo support Argentina no. That attitude no got people disgusted. And then FIFA statistics osade betu bia kire say tournament na ko dem team na the disciplinary level war from any Argentina. They gave the Fair Play Award to the Netherlands. Say the whole tournament, the Netherlands, clean they had only 3 yellow cards. But Argentina had 14 yellow cards, 1 red. And fouls on committed 113 fouls. So they've emerged as the dirtiest side in the tournament. And I think that these statistics, and share that and go for them.
All right. Kesman Television, Kesman 93.3, 92.9, midfield action program. DSTV 364, Go TV 121. Now, Morgan Rogers.
You know, only the Chelsea here ne pa.
I see.
Maybe also will be this question on the buy.
Okay, because I said now
Chelsea here no. But maybe the me coach and you're not Chelsea here ne pa.
And then Suni Chelsea.
Morgan Rogers. Ni rule now, baby or bebo Chelsea in the Omo money of the
He will walk into the team straight.
Left side of attacking.
Wow.
Garnacho. Season in Osha one go. Jimmy Gattins. You know, I'm there so more yet the Omo Calling Cup on there. FA Cup. Omundruno. Oko Famu be maybe Pedro Neto. Oh, he runs like a headless chicken. Mo too many cats are fucking man. Indeed, you know. When the production line was so or betchen on
too many can anticipate no so calling them
on fire imagine and feeling it.
Headless chicken you make stands in the cry.
Oh, you know me boy what mam.
We be oko.
Pon me kasa on fire man.
That's all by our no ya
Oh, you know say someone can support who dem boy aka. Neto there.
By me I mean you so headless chicken. Aba.
Te Fanko sika o mo je pa abo we no mo boni there ofem o. Nti se jo nchen ho de se Ghana to the open team. Se Ghana to se me ka tire o. Open team dada. Nti Ghana to the o he Roma na se Aston Villa ho ba bi. Nti on the okọ. Jimmy Gattins
one. Obi agogo fu na okọ to atwene. Na ye de pe na yakọ no nsu.
The way a Chelsea see Nyam to pass ye twen Ghana. It looks as if they were waiting for a prima donna. Ghana. It is a joke.
Also have a first in place.
Ah, on theater say I omo bench no.
Ghana do the other one teacher you. Yes, I have Argentina national team cry out.
Oh.
It is a joke. On the left side, the favorite position here, baby, Kupama Bono.
Number 10.
Yes, but so Aston Villa in some games he plays as number 10, sometimes on the left side, and coach FN Javi Alonso and Akasa, so be used on the left. So on the left, because Pedro Neto cries a Joe. Tottenham Hotspur for say Christian Romero no almost waje. Pedro Neto until Neto na Akasa. So one
for sale, the good price, buddy.
Yes, 40, 50, he's okay. Until Sedo. Even so, I'm Cochrane not to bench, a bench the okay for. In the quarter de Bia or Bobby de Bia. And he said, Rogers there. Wow, here Rogers be Rogers in a crab on go shed yes, I do. Unim share. Or here said you will see Ayrton now TV. So from the left side, Unya or no left, Estevao or right. Nako Palmer, a form no. And you know, at the air can you know. Or best have the compete Kopama. Into Kopama form now. The second half of the season after the engineer call off no. Because it was Kopama and only competitor within that row, no, and one another. It is a Obenya competitor or back up. And you know, into Rogers there, two rows, one behind the striker as number 10, and then on the left side, on your winger. Or your
goals, no more, you know. Kesman TV, a branch and a goals.
27 jersey for Aston Villa. And before the World Cup, only player not coaching or put is there or people behind. But
one can't show me so we need the real owner of a high school celebration.
Oh yes.
It's the Obama celebration now.
And the Bible you.
At the end of the Ankasa. On the line, and a Kupama popularizing a register. But no, this is one issue. In terms of the Chelsea player be at Tuneta. Interestingly,
the Man City connection, you know. Lawrence Stewart ne Paul Western will go to to say mutim the Brighton and Man City na mo dey nti you know he's a good addition. Rogers there.
Oh, no so much together.
Say na Man City. Say we
side.
Yeah. Kopama and Liam Delap. And Romeo Latvia. How many Man City for?
Hey, and Chelsea say
Chelsea Brighton and Man City.
Oh say I think say they once said that Man City academy Kopama group no. The manager says that they were about the best wenya. And them so many say ya baby share with Chelsea because Liam Delap is still there, Kopama is there, Morgan Rogers Aba, Romeo Latvia is still there. 4 of that group coming together.
And then Toyson was even part of that team.
I see.
You know he's a good addition. Okay. Rogers there, he's a good addition.
No man, a good player.
Very good player.
What I like in energy.
Yes.
Baby, Kopama and Chasey Bonko taking, you know, no better.
He's ready to play as well. The Muhia be you know the Bemam. Only one dimensional player, or say versatile, or say okiti, or chen, everything I will hear from a forward piano or the Bemam to a good addition. Ne buono and also now be or turn out the said you.
Sure.
And then I will cut the on
117
we all 8 and
now some more can then and your Ghana the monk the same thing. Some of you and near Tony.
Somebody say 50.
Okay. Then a bit Morgan Rogers, man, about Chelsea with our Champions League football, the level.
Okay, you know, teams now all calling in but be straight away or best started air. So from Manchester United, or because compete with Matthias Cunha. He's not sure he will start ahead of Matthias Cunha because 10 goals now share and Matthias Cunha share the same thing, and he's not ahead of Matthias Cunha from the left. Offer Arsenal, Eumusa Leandro Trussard Beko, but Trussard in Yankoi, or Ho, Martinelli Ho, and Chenhua as in Soho. So on the left side, our 3 players to compete with Ewo, Eitima, your friend Arsenal, Omunyo Madiso Omoton Obia. Again, these guys, Martinelli, one year good season, you know, he performed very well in the Champions League. Obia Trussard in the EPL, he played a pivotal role for Arsenal in the EPL. As in Sobawa, in the last games in Arsenal, the game changer was a very easy. And he said, on the left, the competition was slow. Oba Chelsea, Madika Bubodi, you know, Neto, Gaetens, and then Garnacho there. You know, Obian team establishing who within the team. Neto now boy in the last 2 seasons because when you be able to but offer Jimmy Gaetens, now for Garnacho, these are not established players that are proven beyond reasonable doubt. Say Morgan Rogers say ba onya bi mo enche nti ehode said you one he's assured of a starting position from the left as compared to the other players, and even as number 10 the Kopama de last season, you know this guy can push Kopama to come back. If he fail to come back, he can occupy that position as well. It is all teams now all bring na baby oya assured say okay ye bema no Jesse ase apart from the price tag na e betimi ehunahuna coach and asem penin form tie kire mpene say a player almost 117 million pounds on quarter bench no baby a omre but he walked straight away in the team, you know, Chelsea inti no na for me bema na consider say Obeko Chelsea, and knowing very well say Chelsea in 2 years probably season winner next season they will come back no matter about Champions League. So you was only 6 years contract plus 1 year option to extend it after 2032. Until he's not looking up to this year, probably next year Chelsea will come back to the Champions League. And you know, so Ogida no na born or born Aston Villa no bar. Going for it, he can be one of the faces of the Chelsea team.
Trossard is gone already.
Okay, yes, indeed.
You know,
still or Eze and then Martinelli to content with. And said, "Yo, Morgan Rogers in a player, I say, we're establishing who be into all West teams now, magic trophies now, or could be Antonan or Babebo. He's still a young player, just like those players out there. Me Ujamia, the Beban as a bit the same thing at the amount. And you don't worry yourself so much. Looking at Chelsea, Unim say a year we are fine, next year Befano. For me, I think that the starting position, you know, and then I'm going to decide so about Johnny Chelsea.
Okay. Even the Argentines were considered with that 14 yellow cards. Otherwise, they would have gotten about 50 yellow cards. Josh Hebron. Yeah, the name's Obaka. We have Morgan Rogers.
I think it's a good signing. Mijitum say Sikano de Osroba Benede, and it drew Komubi say, Unim say, Anopayasa Betubia say Aston Villa, I show interest, Garnacho. And it be a Chelsea bitman make it business. Now Sikano Mode come Aston Villa no, or more to me RGBA film by pushing Garnacho to Aston Villa. You know, some players are big teams almost struggle. And I think that Garnacho and Casano hype no ye more FDD ni trimma na dwen and say or ye superstars when indeed he wasn't. To the extent that wasn't ready to sit at the bench and Uti and Komona Ekoba say Eric Ten Hag. I think the Europa League final or they know etna bench our movie that was the beginning of the end for him. Oba Chelsea no sabi feel big time, but I think say Aston Villa nyana he could deliver. He has the potential, consistency, any attitude for me, and a problem. Chelsea for me has got a good signing in Morgan Rogers. And the good thing is that, assuming he's playing from the left, Naku Palmer, Ewo Middler, as a trainer say, the childhood teammate, and was signing a Babishia, a Basayana understanding any idea or honor. Ye didn't come on in do baby, there are some unforeseen yama, ya na yenim. I am my players be opting for certain things. Mekai until I met Jeremy Frimpong, bueno, Liverpool. Jeremy
Frimpong,
yeah,
the right back.
Until I me call Manchester, me tie Obudo. On see him say Ghana ni, and Obodima, Netherlands. Then later I realized I say cool school tra Manchester Krumono. So from Manchester to Liverpool is just some 45 minutes. So when other teams penono, he opted for Liverpool because that area, a very close area, they know themselves or Terry and I say the family near they were Manchester, so he opted for that. Until sometimes it do be another additional considerations other than even positions in football and to say the Champions League. But I agree with Andy say Uber coach Chelsea, Ubenya Biabo, coach natural project, not a fear from the Champions League for just one season. Yeah, it's something too difficult. Infamous. In Pempi, say Kase team be more Champions League in Tumpewa. You also look at the potential. The chances that Chelsea be more Champions League next season, it be about 80-85%. And for me, I think a good choice for both the club and the player.
Okay.
Yes.
Please, Andy has still not responded to the question where one fan asked, who should Liverpool sign on the wings to replace both Luis Diaz and Mo Salah? Bentega is someone in the way I'm bringing.
Luis Diaz.
Sorry. My man saying any what maybe BYT never found him to create a problem because here. So please, Andy has still not responded to the question where one fan asked, who should Liverpool sign on the wings to replace both Luis Diaz and Mo Salah? Bentega is someone.
Listen, you know, Luis Diaz don't replace him. Luis Diaz, I think if you have that small boy in Gomorrah, you don't need a replacement for Luis Diaz anymore. Already, Cody Gakpo is there. On the left side, it's occupied.
Luis Diaz was not there last season.
No, for Bayern Munich.
He was with Bayern Munich. And that's what Liverpool as well. So he's no more there.
I don't say one and replacing no.
Liverpool.
Yes. And I'm saying what Gakpo.
He has already been.
Who in Gomorrah. You know, that boy. So
even Florian Wirtz can still play.
Yes, Florian Wirtz too can play from the left side. Okay. On the right side, Liverpool no more per Alan. Meaning the into Alan was a perfect player about fitting into the role. Long term, excellent player from Palmeiras. We didn't. I think Unya a young player because salary replacement you know a burden. A left-footed player from that side capable of giving you these numbers, assists, goals, creativity, take-ons. Tough. You need a young guy. And I think Alan was perfect.
So destination. It is MLS who say take you. Well, yeah, me busa.
I'm so called take you.
Take you. Take you.
Saudi.
Me didn't know influence in the part. Also, a person called a Muslim-dominated society.
Okay.
That's what Obani demand.
Salah in a religion of India.
Muslim Nereno a demand. There's an uncle. Baby, I ain't Kerm from Kusiaka. Me imagine I'm saying a perfect place for Salah now is Saudi.
Oh, okay.
Keso ko Saudi Pro League.
Okay.
Obenya high. In fact, he's the most popular Arabic player.
Still.
Yes.
And I
okay. Oka within the Arabic community, be it the Gulf or wherever. Oka player, or you're very popular.
Okay.
I think it's Mo Salah. And the Omupibi and Kodebe.
Okay.
Like the Dean, marketability, Sane Mano, bonus will Worldcup, watch let's say, a bit assume. And though Casa and Comona, and Untina take is who comes good. Oshe Egypt, or Maya, European countries, or Musa no more links pa a take.
Okay.
I remember somewhere in 206, you're called Borzaid, kind of Port Said.
Egypt.
Yes, Borzaid in Egypt. Or near my farm with the free take.
Okay.
In about one area, me sure that they have that link. In Tianyam, he will find himself in Turkey. Says something in Free Saudi Arabia. They may prefer any of these Arabian countries to the MLS.
All right. Yeah, the link other transfers kakra. As you see na baba yetiti minimum dey say bi o
I think sorry. The I don't know if it's good or sad news. It looks like Madrid entered the direction of Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah, Sani yetiti.
Yes, even though Enzo in Madrid now, but they are not looking at his direction.
They never Madrid impe Enzo Fernandez.
Who are the competitors for Enzo?
Enzo, Madrid,
one price tag, Chelsea will sell Enzo more than 100 million. And Madrid, they don't spend such amount of money. Players are in Pimpi, Omonia Prima Donna say, we say, almost signing will ensure many 100 million euros. So one, they are looking at the money. Two, if you look at Jose Mourinho, once again, you look at the Jose that you know and how is he setting up in the teams, especially our central midfield. Costina Manic, Michael Essien, Claude Makelele, Javi Alonso, Sami Khedira. It is what Mourinho flexibility on the central midfield and Pimpi on time sticky too. And you know what? Share the profiles down Bobo and near day. Enzo, no, he played football like he has won 3 Ballon d'Or. Or the Chelsea would or my pass in the crowd in Tumrika. And Jose will not accept that attitude. Into Oshe, Chomeni will not provide that steel. The here, when the midfield players now Bubu in the Chomeni farmer. But with the amount of money Amadu has spent on the boy, and he has won the Champions League as well. Also, making sure a bit changing the profile on the amount on the field of play for him to deliver. You are looking at Fede Valverde. Valverde take all the boxes when it comes to Jose profile of the mind. And other Gulekra, he's not sure of starting under Jose Mourinho. And he said, "Yo, so Mourinho in the profiles now. They be on the scenes and 18 and year thing. Dejan Stankovic, Esteban Cambiaso, Inter Milan. Into your flexibility on the number 10 instead of the central midfield. Mesut Ozil, Deco. Into only Popo now problems because of Popo attitude. Any rule now no person no intime mon farmer no. Into Jose team no. So players are fixed unless the Mourinho that I know, because even at Benfica, Richie Rios na ne boni rule no de bano. And who only Richie Rios, Colombia ni na Ghana ni Colombia obebo second have who buga se jo no obo. Bon no nim boss the buga ne kan. But Enzo profile no ye more of passing, more of control, more of flexibility. And fitted the Jose's number 8 that I know per the examples now me dear man. Inti no and Mama do the and number 2 figure Chelsea at the Belgian. Enzo one of the captains of Chelsea. After James is the next person. Inti
the contract way back 2032. 2032. Into contract need be room, so you can't force it. Into I'm signing a dinner.
It's a Madrid and sign Enzo. Yeah, where else? Because he won't be happy going back to Chelsea. On pay Chelsea in view.
Now I also look at it. Say even after the Argentina Spain World Cup final, his popularity among Madrid fans a bit more before. How many Spain fans are here, you know? Because Florentino Perez marketing. So no ba who do nkrofo beto Jesse ni sa ne ma no. Minor issues, but I think that it could also be a consideration. That decision.
Where I disagree with that, the position of Madrid in the Spanish national team now. I don't think it will fit.
But Madrid fans still supported Spain.
Yes, but I'm saying that whichever way, it's obviously there's division. Madrid fans are happy for Spain to go to the World Cup without a Madrid player.
Na ade American no say a Madrid for na you you can't blame De La Fuente. Which Real Madrid player and Uncle Sefata Spain national team na yam friend. Madrid one thing o man
that is an obvious one, but you are looking at a fan. You will not analyze the situation.
No, they understand the game. Fan on analyze.
Not all of them.
Se fan bube fuse ya on the player ni national team do baby say me player we nko Sefata. Any yam friend. Dean Hoixin and
so why are the fans not happy? What did the left one day?
Madrid for now. I think
the Madrid people are the people that we talking about.
And the Barcelona for maybe a year. Say Madrid for sure. Because for me, any femme fata Real Madrid say a team Real Madrid. Not Spain or national team. Echo World Cup will play about Ukraine. You who have been so able to make us say we DNK say the connecting in Fanko. Into your man she.
No, you are bringing a different topic.
So I'm saying that I will not blame the handlers of the Spanish national team, but I will blame Real Madrid.
No, I agree, but I'm saying that Madrid for no Enzo unpopularity as among the Spanish national team because of a certain issue. And I make us say Madrid for no, they are not happy with the national team, so they will not base on that. Enzo popular within their team if they sign. Won't you say?
Yeah, you have a point, but
okay, let's move on. Yanko.
Rodri na my dream is saying, Kese Madrid fan. But then Como Bachelor Mourinho is also not looking at his direction.
Okay.
Rodri. So Rodri, Utia, Pep Guardiola is it? Unya Madrid ba Obeko. So Rodri Nyane, say Madrid aba. Uncle Bo Madrid number 6 Moma Obeko.
Why MP Madrid?
And I also think that Madrid team no money number 6 be or Rodri says. It can say more pushy for
you are looking at Rodri.
Look at the number of purchases.
Quality of Rodri as a player. But look at the coach that we're talking about. Bubo Jose number 6 in 8 for no. What the players number unless you say it's changing. What the players number Costina managed to FC Porto. Michael Essien Makelele at Chelsea. Dejan Stankovic, Cambiaso and Stankovic in Inter Milan. What do you say? Javi Alonso. Yes, Javi Alonso Kadira. So obviously, if Mourinho is coming for a Chelsea player, it should be Enzo Fernandez. It should be Moises Caicedo.
Okay.
Obviously, we should. And Mourinho, by you know, players now Javi Alonso toy in our replace Obina. But up replace Nina. Denzel Dumfries and Echo Wright into Trent Alexander-Arnold by 2 players. Alexander-Arnold here.
Kukurea asma okay. Meaning figure there say.
The price
figure from
it was 60 million euros.
Chelsea because no because almost 2 more after the World Cup. Record side.
And almost 70, 80. Fiorentino Perez will not pay 100 million for a defender.
Okay.
Only Fiorentino Perez. David Untia.
But Kuku come close to as the Okoye
70, 80. You know how Onimbo. Urela do Onimbo. Onimbo.
Now PJ World Cup.
You know, Pedem. Oh, side performance will maybe was Chelsea. You know, proud to winning the Uefa Club World Cup and the rest. He was playing. Opraba could be in the game, but World Cup on the to do. Defenders na and celebrate you more. So, oh, come with team, the play out, po, match in Kukurela. He was just outstanding.
I do side of Andy because you can't go to a tournament and leave a big player like Harry Maguire behind, who could have stood toe to toe with the Argentines. Because he did so the England problem now, Maguire won't go be. I could see. I don't mean someone in the idea. Harry Maguire.
Honestly,
I don't never go back to silly hole.
No, season Maguire. I thought he deserved a call-up. The Ezri Kwanza Sabona na ye 2 box ma or John Stones no be to me fan Maguire best. But even at the bench, no player. You fan saying the absence of Maguire. So Dan Ben was there.
Yeah.
Until now Messi the quality dangerous balls about boxing. About we mean to me head. You have Dan Ben the tallest guy in there, but ordinate na once and later crock off one day na bem. Tiende Maguire ko e kran ke bia de bisi na ne bisi.
Okay. Young comrades here, your other stories I did ever bremonafi, most messages na mo de buy no. Ye back na church reaction de afa hon Kesben television 93.3 Kumasi 92.9 Accra DSTV 364 Go TV 121 Yakoba kwa miki enche bia ye tete foreign sources kakra ho kakra bi wia na fi yati esi efisem no emu introduction me kan sembi say foreign coaches are clubs na wo Ghana no eni abreso say met my count to be 5 right BYT your best say
yeah general Kotoko enya foreign coach
Kotoko
Bibiani Go Stars announce foreign coach Vision FC announced foreign coach.
Okay.
And Heart of Lions announced foreign coach. Bruni.
Wow.
And a house so dear no so yes.
Wow.
Ono
5. I'm still counting.
Bechem for so see almost 30 preseason.
Yeah.
Na almost seto say wire. Enye because Kwademisa ti seto say wire and AC na but omni Bruni edin komo.
Wow.
Within the week yi and next week no say eye deal no mu complete a obeba no abeka
6
nti na eku 6 ti bechem seto say wire and the team ni ye training na
wow.
Omo hwe animu say Bruni no so beda